I'm back to the old camera, and like always, you guys know I love to switch things up a bit. So today I want to try to timestamp like everything that happens, because we always do these things in the videos, but it doesn't give you an accurate representation of how long we spend doing it. And it sucks because sometimes I go back and watch a video and it looks like we've gotten nothing done, but in reality, we spent hours doing stuff. It's about 12:30 and I just finished editing and uploading yesterday's video, and now is the time when I write a list of all the things I want to get done during the day and then figure out what I should get done first. Today's list consists of going through expenses and filing that in an Excel document, getting a haircut, changing the 240 wheels, changing the 240 ECU, putting the new catch can in the 240, making a run to the warehouse, talking about the gaming computer setup, staining more of the ramp, riding the ramp with Mason, clean a house, pack the 240 for the event, and edit this video since I won't be able to do it tomorrow. It sounds pretty overwhelming, and it is. Nothing's like really difficult, but when you have a mega list, it's always hard to start, and I find myself procrastinate a lot. So one of the best things to do is to pick something that's easy, that won't take that long, so you have a good start and you feel like you've gotten something done. So I'm gonna start by changing the ECU and the wheels on the 240, since I'm guessing that'll take about a half hour tops, which will give me a nice buffer time in between lunch. Let there be light. The garage door is fixed now, by the way. Gonna need some wire cutters and a 10 mil. I originally had a J4 ECU, which is like a rare one out of an RPS 13, and it's harder for Martin to tune, so he just gave me another spare ECU that he had lying around, but that one had a bad tack port in it, or whatever you want to call the thing that drives the tack. And I spliced it into another wire, but that affected my rev limiter, so now he gave me another ECU to try, and I'm hoping that'll solve the problem. It's kind of a pain to get to. I've got it like tucked back in here. I used to have it behind the dash though, and that was even harder to get to. Ugh, my wiring's such a mess. I'm sure it's not good to have this harness all twisted and such. Shout out to Power Tools making life so easy. Gonna inspect the pins this time to make sure none are bent so I don't run into the same issue I had last time. I also should note that he did repin my harness so it would work with a different ECU since this isn't a J4. All right, time to fire it up and see if the tack works. It's funny, all you guys were mind blown about how you could start the car without a clutch. Uh-oh, no tack. Well, that stinks. So maybe that means there's something with my harness that's wrong. And it's a good thing I'm filming because I caught myself, because this is where I end up wasting time, because things don't go as planned, and then I like get down, and then I go on my phone and I go on social media and just like read through comments and stuff, and then I don't get anything done. But no, I'm gonna move on and I'm gonna change the rear wheels. I'll message Martin, maybe there's an easy solution, but if not, I still have the old ECU, which I know works. I have some new Zestino tires that I'm actually pretty excited to try, since I've really only been running Federals. But I don't want to put them on yet. I think I want to put on the Federals first, that way I can run the event with what I know, and then like after I've done a few laps and those tires are gone, then I can switch to the Zestinos and see how I like how they feel in comparison. I get quite a few questions about if you can use a jack on Swiss Trax floors, and the answer is yes, you can. Yes, I could use the lift, but since I'm only doing the rear wheels, it's easier just to use the jack. Ooh, these are nice and cooked. If you notice how even the wear is, that's a big reason why I run a little bit of positive camber, because when the car squats under load, then the tire has like an even contact with the ground. Otherwise, if I had like zero camber, then I would get a little bit negative camber when the car squats and I wouldn't get as much life out of the tire. I learned that from all my Florida drifting friends. I also learned that reverse mounting these tires helps a little bit with chunking. Obviously it doesn't help with wet grip though. All done with that. I do have the tires, so I can run matching wheels now. They're just at the warehouse, which is on my list of things to do. Checking in now, 12:45. I've gotten the wheels situated, kind of the ECU. And realistically, now I should be doing the thumbnail and description and title and stuff for today's upload. But I like to multitask, so I'm gonna make food, that way I can do it while I eat. It's all about efficiency. The thumbnail process can be easy sometimes, other times it can be difficult. It's easy when I take a photo specifically for the video, but when I have to skim through a video, pick one, and like figure out a title that goes with it, it can take a little bit longer. I'll normally pick a couple different thumbnails and then text them to myself and then play with them in Photoshop to see what I like. It's now 1:23, so about an hour has elapsed, and I just finished doing the thumbnail and the description and the tags on the video. Now it's time to grab some food, and I saw in the comments that a lot of you guys were tripped out by my magical fridge that's different every single time I open it. Like, what is going on? I don't really have much time, so I'm probably just gonna have some leftover pizza because I'm so healthy.
Realistically, like,
checking out Caleb's new build.
We're doing pretty good. I still don't have a fuel cell, which sucks.
The video's all taken care of and ready to upload when I want. It is 1:41. which means there's roughly about 4 hours left of daylight. So I told Mason and the guys at the warehouse that they're welcome to come over and ride. And in the meantime, until they get here, I'm gonna work on staining more of the side of the ramp. So when real estate agents come to look at listing the house next door, they don't look at a giant smiley face with a tongue sticking out, shout out Nicole, on the side of the ramp. The whole ramp staining feels like a never-ending project, but the only way to really get it done is just keep working little by little. I'm gonna stain this siding and then maybe work my way this way depending on how much time I have. The nice thing is this edge will be easy since the paint won't have to go in contact with the ground, which is super annoying to deal with. I just realized I'm running low in stain, so I'm actually not gonna be able to do too much, unfortunately. And that's as far as the stain would go. It's funny, a lot of people get satisfaction out of like doing home improvement stuff, and I just really haven't found that much with the house, but I've been loving doing stuff to the ramp. Like staining is fun to me, making the ramp look really pretty is fun. I think it's because I almost spend more time out here than I do in the house. I do have this, which is a slightly different shade of like dark gray, which I'm gonna try on the back side of the ramp since no one will see it. It's actually very, very close in color. Time check, 2 p.m. I don't know if this is being productive or not, but it definitely is satisfying. I don't think the stuff covers as well. Seems way more oily and transparent. Either way, it's a coat of stain regardless, so it doesn't hurt. All right, this looks terrible. I'm not wasting my time. I tested some stain on the railing, but I'm not too crazy about it. It's a little bit light and transparent. You can still kind of see the green because it's pressure treated wood. So I might go for something with a little bit more coverage that's a little bit closer to the color of the surface for the railing. I'm gonna do a mega quick leaf blow with my favorite tool because Mason's coming over and he's gonna help me mop it before we ride. So that way it'll be all ready to go when he gets here. I really like this whole time thing with the vlog because I feel like it'll give you guys a more accurate representation of why I never have time to do things that I always talk about doing. There's always something. There's never a dull minute, and it's not something that I'm complaining about. I really want to share it with you guys because I think it's interesting. A little hidden secret that a lot of people who have ramps know, at least most of them, is if you mop with simple green, it keeps the ramp pretty sticky. Some people add like Coca-Cola and bleach to make it stickier, but I found that like a 1:5 ratio of simple green to water makes it like super sticky. 1 to 10 is good, but not sticky enough. So I'm gonna try somewhere in between, and I think that'll work well. Stuff smells like licorice. I never thought I'd use an outdoor kitchen out here, but it turns out I use the sink for like cleaning up messes more than anything. Mail just came and we're gonna take a little bit of a break because I got something exciting. I think I know what this is, and it will be very handy right now. Boom! All right guys, so it's another package from Movement Watches, only that's not their normal box. Is it a watch? I don't think so. If you guessed it, you're right. I got some fresh shades. Movement is the kick-started watch company by college kids that I'm always talking about in videos, and it's gotten to the point where I almost have all their different watches, so I asked if I could try a pair of their sunglasses. I really like their watches, and they just started making sunglasses not too long ago, so I asked if I could try them, and I dig it. They cut out the middleman with watches so they could sell direct at a lower price. Their watches, I think, average somewhere around $95, and they're like really good quality. And now they basically replicated that with sunglasses, so no more just watches. Now I've got Movement sunglasses. They actually fit pretty nice, which is kind of abnormal seeing as I have an oddly shaped head, and the lenses look like they're good quality. You guys can get 15% off today along with free shipping and free returns if you go to movementwatches.com/LZBMX. I'm definitely stoked on these, and Nicole's been bugging me about getting her a pair as well, so maybe I'll hit them up and see if they could send some for her. But anyway, once again, it is movementwatches.com/LZBMX, and that gets you 15% off, free shipping, free returns. Movement's been supporting these videos for what, almost like 6 months now? I've kind of lost track, so huge thank you to them for sponsoring this video. I'm really picky about the companies that I work with, and Movement stuff is really top notch, so thank you so much, guys. Time check, it is 2:36. Mason should be here any minute, but I'm gonna start mopping the shaded area of the ramp. That way it has a better chance to dry so we can ride sooner. Time check, it's about 3 o'clock. Nicole just got back. About half the ramp is mopped. Mason's here helping now. I don't know if it's my new sunglasses, but you look really good.
It's not your sunglasses.
Smell this, tell me what it smells like.
E85.
What? No, it doesn't. It smells like licorice. It's about 10 minutes later and we're pretty much done mopping the ramp. Me and Mason really didn't do much, but Zach showed up and we pretty much just sat and watched him.
Yep, I did all the work.
You hate James Murphy?
I hate James Murphy.
Why do you hate him?
Dude, I just...
Is it because he doesn't know a lot about cars? He said you were very upset with him because he didn't know what an S13 was.
He told you that?
Yeah.
He looks at an order slip and it says, "Can I please have an S13 as my free lanyard?" He goes, "Dude, I know we got the BMW, but I don't know what an S13 is." And I was was like, James, are you serious? He goes, yeah, like, did we get new lanyards?
I mean, in his defense, it's not like a super common knowledge thing. It's not like it said Nissan.
I think I'm just going over the same spot.
Yeah, it gets addicting. Like, I don't ever want to stop. It's so much easier than riding. Listen to this grip. 3:30 p.m., cleaned out the mops. James Murphy is here now. I gotta go put pants on so I can ride with friends. Time check, it's about 4 p.m. Rob just got here. I'm here. Now it's just warm up until I start filming clips and stuff. Now it's almost 5, and I would say that this is the biggest gap in time that there is throughout the day, because rather than just like jumping out with the camera at first, we all try to come up with cool new things, either learn something new or try something that's hard. That way when we pull out the camera, we're ready to film it. So there's like an hour of riding almost all the time that you guys don't see, because we like to kind of have a session before we pull out the camera and then exchange it. So these are 2 new tricks on the hip that I've spent the past like half hour working on just for 10 seconds of footage. That's how it works. Oh. Woo! 5 hours later. Time check, it's almost 6. We had to wait because we wanted to film some clips on the big quarter and the sun's like right in your eyes. But it's down now, so we're good. Time check, it's about 6:15 and we're all getting super tired and super hungry, so I think we're gonna round this session down to a close. The colors look so good right now.
Really?
Really.
I thought it could be a little dark.
Yo, keep it going. The original plan was to get milkshakes, but now we're getting pretty hungry.
Yeah, so we don't know if it's gonna work, but we're thinking about going in and getting food and a milk. Hear me out. Food and a milkshake. That's what corporate wants.
Corporate America wants.
Don't give in to the man. Corporate. I have dry skin and chapped lips. Is this a flattering angle? Still single. 21. I donate plasma. I look dirty. I feel dumb.
Side note, I don't know if I've ever talked about this in a video, but Mason's frame's actually an LZ frame that he wrapped with yellow vinyl.
Actual banana extract.
I have to give credit to Zach. Zach wrapped it.
Did he?
I used a hairdryer on it.
And
my hair dryer.
It was my idea. I wanted him to bring the yellow frame back, and he did.
I had one when I was young, and I have one again, and it's nice.
I used to follow Mason's YouTube channel back in the day.
Subscribe to
He used
Mason's
subscribe.
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
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 Selfie film with this. Feel it on your arm.
Okay, I don't know how close this looks to my face.
You're double-handed right now.
But
It looks
just-
like you're leaning back.
Just know my arms are fully extended.
Try with one arm.
Ooh.
You shake it.
Let me get a protein shake, brother. You know what would be the funniest clip is while I'm filming this, you keep my audio of me talking and then cut over to a different angle of me doing this. Like just it cuts to this. Hey guys, haven't vlogged in a while, sorry, but this video will be up tonight. Subscribe for more content.
I think she fell asleep doing yoga. Oh, are you faking? No way. That was really good.
Why is this so bright?
Because I thought you were sleeping. Took a lightning quick 5-minute shower. It is now 6:35 and we're about to head to the mall to go grab some food and milkshakes. And we're gonna take the Miata. And it's not starting.
Wait, there goes.
Hey! Oh, Miata. It's been a while since I recorded you in the Miata.
Yeah, it has been.
Obviously, going out and getting food with everyone wasn't on my list this morning, but I've learned that it's good to have a little bit of flexibility and let yourself have fun a little bit once in a while. Okay, that's gonna come out really weird because all the stuff we're doing all day is fun, but like have the flexibility to be able to adapt and just kind of like live in the moment is really important.
I agree. Don't clip that.
There you go. plug match on that one though. Such a happy vehicle. Jeez. You're ruthless, Nicole. You're ruthless.
What?
You pulled in so quickly.
You see how slowly I'm moving?
6:50 and we just made it to the mall.
6:51. I'm at the mall now. We're gonna do a giveaway in the mall.
No, that's mine.
No. Oh, you have to take your wheel with you?
My card is
It's an anti-theft device.
That's smart. Someone could steal my car. Don't. Freshman year, we used to drive over here before we would go ride, and Adam would get his hats sewn, what's it called? Embroidered here.
I would buy the hats from a kiosk in the mall. There's a dude named Ali, and he would give me the greatest pricing, but I moved on to bigger and better hats.
Not that there's anything wrong with Ali. We want a bigger scale.
I even brought Nicole to meet Ali on our first date.
And then we would line up the hats on the hood of the car and take the perfect Instagram picture.
Comment below if you can remember that way back in the day.
Real?
Nicole, wait, hold on. Rob, let's go over and look at the rail that Nicole just asked if it's a good rail. Oh, dude, look at that run up.
Right.
Dude, that's golden.
Basically, go through the movie theater doors, go down the first one, hop off, and connect it.
Yeah.
My dad used to like have someone go in the theater, pay for one ticket, and then they would go in the back and open up the door and let you in.
Really?
Yep, good old Joel.
Let's do it.
Oh, hey Rob, can you pass the ranch to me?
Yeah. Oh, the other ranch? What about this ranch? Oh, this, I'm wobbling.
Peep the food. It's now 7:41. I would say this was the biggest waste of time of the day, but it wasn't a waste of time. We hung out, we told stories. What was your favorite story?
I baked brownies, marshmallows, and cookie dough, and then we had to dispose of it on the street, and I had to awkwardly explain to my neighbor why there was brownies on the street.
While her dog tried to eat the chocolate.
All right, so the time is 8 o'clock and we're now leaving the mall. I just have like a little bit of a public service announcement, and that is if you guys ever see us in a public place, please come and say hi.
Please.
There were like 3 people in here, and I guess Nicole said you could clearly see them like looking us up and then like looking at us and staring. And it is way more awkward if you're just staring and not coming up and talking to us, because we can see you, than it is if you just come up and say what's up. We're not gonna bite you.
I've only hit one fan.
Wait, really?
No, never. He was asking for it though.
I'm your family.
It's a little after 8, we're back home, and I just glanced at the list to see what else I can get done. I have to scrub the haircut because my barber actually got into a car accident. He's okay though. I don't have to run to the warehouse because Alberto actually stopped by the house and dropped my catch can off here, and I have enough wheels and tires for the event. I don't think I'm gonna wrap any more of the 240 cage in clear vinyl, at least tonight, just because I have a lot of other stuff that I don't even think I'm gonna get to. The first thing I'm gonna try to do, Martin told me that I might be able to splice these 2 wires into each other on the ECU, and maybe that would get the tack to work. So I'm gonna try that, pack the 240 for the event, clean up my mess and get my camera gear ready for tomorrow, talk to you guys about what's going on with my whole gaming computer setup, and in an ideal world, then Nicole and I would go through some of the expenses and enter them into an Excel sheet, but I think it's gonna be pretty late, so I'll probably just end up editing this video and then going to bed.
In an ideal world, we would do like watch a show and hang out.
I'm just a terrible husband.
By that time, I'll be sleeping probably.
It's really important that if you ever have like a lot of stuff to get done and you feel yourself kind of starting to get burnt out, that you realize it and you don't just let yourself wither down into a pile of mud. I'm starting to get a little bit sleepy, and I notice myself getting distracted and like going on Facebook or on my emails and just browsing through, not really accomplishing anything. So what I do to get through that, I have coffee. Everybody has something different. Maybe it's taking a cold shower, maybe it's drinking a Red Bull, or maybe it's having your best friend slap you. But it's just important to know when to put those things into action. Otherwise, you gonna get nothing done. And that ain't fun. So this yellow and red wire, which I believe sends a signal to the tack, was cut because the tack port didn't work in the other ECU, so I had to splice into something. And Martin kindly reminded me that I should just splice these together and hopefully it should work. I spliced the wires together real quick. Hopefully it works. Gonna open up the garage door and start it real quick. Look at that, it works. Hooray! I feel like in theory, I should be taking the car out and testing it with the new ECU just to make sure the tune is good, but I don't really have time for that. So I'm just gonna bring the other ECU with me tomorrow to the event. That way, if some reason the air fuel ratio isn't right or the car isn't running right, I have a backup. Tuck this back up in there. Alberto's taking 2 wheels to the track for me. Nicole's driving separately and she's gonna be able to take 2 wheels to the track for me, which is nice, which means I won't have to super pack the 240 and I can just put 2 wheels in the back. Blankets protect everything. It might rain tomorrow, so I'm gonna put my windshield wipers back on. I have no idea how these are supposed to be lined up, so I'm just gonna wing it. I tried them, and they don't work anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume that that mysterious green box that got burnt up in the fire had something to do with the windshield wipers, seeing as they don't work. So I must find said mysterious green box so I can wipe my windshield. It's always good to check all fluids before the track. It's now time to put my new modified catch can back in. Pressure builds up inside your engine and it relieves it, and it normally puts it right back inside the intake system, but the issue is there can be oil in that air, especially if you have a lot of blow-by. So what a catch can does is it essentially prevents that oil from entering the intake, which can get on your intercooler fins and reduce its cooling capabilities, or give you carbon buildup on your intake valves, and just mess with a lot of stuff. It sends the air through the catch can, and the air comes out of the filter, and the oil is left remain inside of the catch can. There are debates for ages on whether a catch can is good for your car or not, but honestly, I don't really pay attention to forums or any of that stuff, and everyone that I've ever met has said that a catch can is a good thing, and it's actually required at the track at OSW. So that must say something. I really need to get one for my BMW too. But before, I had a tiny itty bitty filter on here, so it wasn't letting the engine breathe well, so now I got a big one. Unfortunately, this big filter doesn't let me put it where it used to be because the hood won't shut, so I'm gonna have to figure out a new place for it. Not the prettiest place to mount it in the world, but I got it to work by just putting it at a slight angle and letting it fall down by the radiator. Checking in, it's about 10 o'clock and the 240 is all packed up. Pretty much everything's all set except for my camera stuff, which I'm gonna get together while the video is rendering. A pretty common question asked is how many tires do I go through each event? Since I buy new tires, how much does it cost? The new tires that I get, when all is said and done, mounted and balanced, they average to about $100 each. Now I'll go through anywhere from 2 to 6 new tires at an event. All depends on how much seat time I get and the track. So that's anywhere from $200 to $600 in tires. And track admission's usually not that bad, maybe like 50 bucks, which is like ridiculously cheap. I could obviously save quite a bit of money if I bought used tires, so why don't I? Well, first off, used tires might cost like $30 a piece, let's say, so that's about a third of the cost of new tires. And on average, they usually have less than 50% tread life left, so it's really not that much better. And then you have to account for the fact that you're changing your tires more often on your car, so you're spending less time driving and more time changing tires. It certainly works, don't get me wrong, but I normally drive my car to the event too, so I can't have that many wheels and tires, so I'd rather bring 4 new tires to the track than 4 used tires so I can get more life out of them. And in addition to this, it can be hard to find the right tire size, and switching from different tire compounds each time makes it really hard to get used to a certain one, and it's harder to push your driving skills when every time you go out on the track you have a different level of grip. And one more reason is used tires often sit, so they might have some sort of dry rot and they tend to delaminate faster, giving you tire slapping on your car, ruining your paint, and less driving time. So that's why I use new tires. I thought I'd shed some light on that subject. I feel like that's something that some people could like make an entire video about, just talking new versus used tires. Certainly there's nothing wrong with used tires if that's all you can afford. I did it for a while. I just figured I'd let you guys know why I advocate new tires and why I'm happy with new tires. I've been running the Federal SS595s for quite some time now, and I've been relatively happy with them. But like I did say earlier in this video, I have some Zestinos that I'm gonna try this weekend. I've heard some good things, and I wanna give them a shot. I'm gonna put a real quick coat of Rain-X on the window since I don't have windshield wipers and it might rain tomorrow. 10:44 p.m. and I just spent the last while trying to book a flight. Nicole, Taylor, and I are going to Texas for round 1 of Lone Star Drift. It's gonna be at Gulf Greyhound Park in Houston. I'll give you guys more details about that trip as it gets closer. We're also doing some other stuff in Texas. But it was kind of a difficult trip to book because I'm supposed to be there the same exact day as the Florida Swamp Fest, which is gonna be like one of the craziest gyms ever, and all the proceeds go to Scotty Kramer, which is super tight. I didn't want to miss it, so I'm gonna be flying out super early the next day to Texas, and then we have to cut our Texas trip short because we need to come back for the contest at Oviedo, and it was just super confusing booking all the flights, figuring out with Taylor, Nicole, but that Texas trip is gonna be sick. BC Racing sponsoring it, and we're doing so much car stuff, and rally cars, exotic cars, drift cars, submarine cars, Matchbox cars, all the cars. So regarding my gaming computer setup, I decided I do want to build a computer, and the reason why it's been taking me so long is that I'd been talking with a company that basically told me they were going to sponsor a computer for me, and we were all ready to place an order and everything, but they just kind of asked for a little bit more time, and then last minute they kind of pulled out. So I thought I had parts coming to build a computer, but now I don't, so I'm just going to end up ordering them myself. I'm just very impatient. It's now almost 11 p.m. and I am going to start editing this video. It should be a rather quick one. The difficult stuff is A, going through bike footage when people don't land tricks, and B, for this one's gonna be putting the text and all the different time-stamped areas. Some videos are super quick, some are super long. This one, my guess, will take maybe between an hour and 2 hours long. I've learned not to like guess on the low end though, because then I'm always upset because it takes longer. But let's get rocking. 11:52. The timestamps weren't taking as long as I originally anticipated, but I think I filmed more than I thought. I'm about a third of the way done with the video, and I'm hoping I can be done in bed by 1:30. That way I can try to get like 7 hours of sleep before the drift event tomorrow. 7 hours is like my cutoff. If I get less than 7 hours, I'm really grumpy. If I get more than 7 hours, I'm really happy. But 7 hours, I'm like, a little cup of coffee in the morning, and I'm good. I used to get way less sleep, but once I started doing daily videos and uploading all the time, it became really important to me to get enough sleep so I can have high energy on camera, because I don't want to be just mopey. I want to try to have fun, do exciting things, and have you guys be hyped rather than me like half drooling and falling asleep while I'm filming. It's now 1:20 a.m. Nicole is just about to fall asleep, but I caught her right beforehand so she can watch through the first rendition of the video with me. I try to watch through every video before I upload, just because I tend to make a lot of like stupid mistakes or duplicate clips. So if you ever see a video that has duplicate clips or stupid mistakes, I was probably in a rush and didn't have time to go back through it, because as you can see, the day takes a long time to do everything. How many mistakes do you think there'll be? 2. I'm going for none. Nicole won. I had over 3 mistakes. It is now 1:46 a.m. and I have to add in this portion of me talking right now, fix those couple mistakes, render the video, and pack up all my camera gear for tomorrow. But I might just try to do the upload and the description and stuff tomorrow morning while I eat breakfast, because multitasking is life. It was pretty fun and different doing this, but I think the whole notion of kind of tracking what you do during the day and how long it takes can be really beneficial, because it helps you find inefficiencies and maybe places you can multitask so you can get more done with the limited amount of time that you have. As you see, I didn't get everything done on my list, and that's how every single day is for me. And it drives me nuts, it really does, because I feel like there's always something hanging over my head. There's always that one thing that I can't get to. I can't even blame it on filming, because the way that I film and the way that I vlog, the camera is so unintrusive. I literally just like do stuff and just bring the camera along, maybe just get a shot here or there. There's just so much always that I'm doing, and there's so much that I try to plan to have an exciting day, that the camera and how I film, it's like the last thought. Some people don't really do that much interesting. They're able to still make a really awesome vlog, and all the power to them. I think that's really cool. My outlook has always been though, try to do as much exciting stuff as possible, try to get as much done as possible, and just bring the camera along the way and just get some natural shots. And I feel like that's what kind of makes my videos different than a lot of other people's videos, and I hope you guys like that. This video is a lot of work, and I just really wanted to try to show you guys more, a little bit behind the scenes on how much time this stuff takes to make a daily video. And the crazy thing is too, guys, the most important thing in this entire video I wasn't even able to do, and that's spend time with Nicole. She's like half asleep on the chair right now, and I literally have spent 0 time with her all day. So you can definitely see that I have way more stuff than is humanly possible ever in a lifetime to get done during the day. But I do my best to keep all the people in my life happy, whether it be Nicole, you guys, my friends, my employees, the IRS. I try to do it all, but it definitely wouldn't be possible without all of you. So I will see you tomorrow with an awesome drifting video. I am stoked.
When you say